All right, so toilet paper, or should I say the lack of it, for like most of human history.
Right.
It's not exactly, polite conversation. But trust me,
Yeah.
the ways people have taken care of business in the bathroom throughout history,
That's a wild ride.
it is a wild ride, full of surprises, and
Yeah.
honestly kind of hilarious once you get past the whole ew factor.
It really makes you think about, like, the things we take for granted, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like, imagine something as basic as toilet paper. Just didn't exist for centuries.
It blows my mind. So, okay, let's go way, way, way back. Ancient civilizations.
Okay.
Romans, Egyptians, Greeks. These were not people popping into, like, a CVS for a 24-pack of Charmin. What were they using?
Well, we could start with the Romans
Okay.
and their, shall we say, communal approach to bathroom hygiene.
Communal. You're going to have to elaborate on that.
Okay, so picture this. You're in ancient Rome, right? And nature calls. So you head to the public restroom.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of stalls,
Wait, no stalls?
nope, just rows of benches side by side.
Oh, no, no. No, no, no.
And here's the real kicker.
Oh, God.
They didn't have toilet paper. Instead, they used a communal sponge on a stick.
A communal what?
A sponge, one sponge,
Yeah.
shared by everyone.
Okay, ew. On so many levels. But, like, logistically, who's rinsing the sponge?
The details are a little fuzzy on that one.
Yeah.
But sources suggest there was probably a continuous flow of water.
Okay.
But here's the thing. For the Romans, this wasn't really about, like, hygiene. Not
Yeah.
the way we think of it today. It was a social thing. Those public restrooms, they were like social hubs. People chatted, gossiped, did business, all while,
So it was less, awkward bathroom encounter and more Roman bathhouse, but for, well.
Exactly. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, if you wanted luxury, you had to be an Egyptian pharaoh.
Oh, yeah, the pharaohs. Okay, how fancy are we talking?
Personal attendants, for one.
For bathroom hygiene.
You heard right.
Yeah.
They even might have used silk,
Hold up. Silk. Like the fabric.
the good stuff.
What?
Makes you wonder who's doing their laundry, though, right?
Right. From communal sponges to personal silk wipes, talk about a range.
Okay, what about the Greeks? All about philosophy, democracy, how'd they handle things?
Surprisingly, a little more low-tech. We're talking stones, pieces of broken pottery.
Mhm.
Not exactly the lap of luxury. Ouch. I'm cringing just thinking about it, but resourceful, I guess.
Exactly. They worked with what they had. What's kind of funny is that some of those pottery pieces, they had writing on them.
No.
Like they might have jotted down notes before using them. Imagine finding those now.
Oh, man. That's like finding someone's grocery list from 2,000 years ago. Except,
A little less appealing.
So we've got ancient Rome, Egypt, Greece, all very different approaches. What happened as things moved on? Did hygiene get better or worse?
Well, let's just say the Middle Ages in Europe.
Yeah.
Not exactly the highlight reel for bathroom hygiene.
Oh, no. What happened?
Sanitation took a nosedive. Disease was everywhere. And some really, really strange bathroom habits became the norm. Like take King Louis XIV of France.
Okay, the Sun King.
All about luxury, right? You'd think. But this is a guy who apparently wasn't shy about bodily functions. He'd often use a chamber pot in front of his whole court.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it wasn't seen as, like, shocking or anything.
What was I say?
It was a power move. I'm the king. I can do what I want, when I want, and you'll all watch.
Okay, that's a little too much information for me. I think I'd prefer a closed door, thanks. How about England? Any better?
Queen Elizabeth I, she was actually making progress.
Oh, yeah.
She brought in indoor toilets.
Yeah.
Problem was, some courtiers weren't so good at,
At using them properly.
basically, they'd forget to empty the chamber pots. Imagine the smell.
You'd think they'd have, like, servants for that.
You'd think.
Yeah.
And here's another fun fact. Bathing. A lot of people in medieval Europe thought it was dangerous.
Your kid.
Dead serious. They thought if you stayed dirty, it'd stop diseases getting in through your skin.
Oh, wow. No wonder things were so fragrant back then.
Yeah. So while Europe's going through that, other parts of the world, way ahead of the game. China, for instance. They had the...
What's that?
It's a toilet stick. Basically a little flat stick, usually bamboo or wood,
Oh.
used for, and during some dynasties. These weren't just any sticks, they were status symbols.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah. Some were even covered in gold leaf.
Fancy. Talk about a commitment to hygiene. Okay, so China had the toilet stick. What about Japan?
Japan was way ahead of the curve. They used washable wooden boards for wiping.
Interesting.
Super sustainable for the time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Then there's washi paper, super soft, absorbent,
Hmm.
used for hygiene and art.
I love that. practical and beautiful.
Right. Shows their skill and, like, respect for resources. So while Europe was avoiding water, Asia was coming up with elegant solutions.
Amazing. What about other parts of the world?
Let's go to the Americas. The Maya civilization, they were onto something with their hygiene. Ever heard of using jade stones?
Jade, like the jewelry.
The one and only. But for the Maya, jade was sacred, a gift. So using it, that wasn't just about being clean, it was a spiritual thing.
Wow, like a daily ritual. Okay, so I've got jade stones. What about the Aztecs?
The Aztecs were ahead of the game, especially compared to Europe. They had this tool called a tushy, a brush made from palm leaves.
A brush. What did they use it for?
It's a two-in-one deal. Cleanse the body and give a nice massage.
Okay, now, that's what I call self-care. So we've covered a lot of ground here, different cultures, different methods. But when did toilet paper, the stuff we know and love, actually show up?
Ah, toilet paper. That, my friend, is a story for the ages.
Okay, spill the tea on the toilet paper revolution.
It all starts in 19th century Britain. Toilet paper,
Yeah.
brand new invention.
Really? People weren't into it.
They thought it was ridiculous, a luxury.
What were they using then?
Old newspapers, magazines, catalogs, whatever paper was lying around.
Ouch.
Yeah, not the most comfortable experience.
I can only imagine. And paper cuts galore?
Exactly. It wasn't just about practicality, though. There was a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people in Britain thought it was wasteful and extravagant.
Wow.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
It makes you think about those gold leaf toilet sticks, right? Probably raised some eyebrows back in the day.
That's true. So how did toilet paper finally take off?
Marketing, my friend, and a little help from the medical community.
Okay, tell me more.
So, early 20th century, companies like Kleenex,
The tissue folks?
the one and only, they launched these campaigns about how hygienic and comfy soft toilet paper was. They even got doctors to endorse it.
Smart move. Nothing like a doctor's recommendation to change people's minds.
And it worked. Toilet paper went from luxury to necessity. Fascinating, isn't it?
It is. But toilet paper isn't the only option, right?
You're right. A lot of the world uses water-based methods. Like we talked about with the Romans, though, things have gotten a bit more advanced since then.
Right. What's out there now?
Well, in India, for example, using water is super common. It's part of their culture, religion, everything.
So it's about more than just being clean.
Exactly. It's seen as more hygienic and spiritually purifying.
Interesting. What about bidets? Are those becoming more popular?
Definitely. People are thinking more about the environment, and let's be real, they're pretty great.
I've heard that. So we've gone from sponges to jade to toilet paper and beyond. What a journey. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
It's amazing how much this tells us about humans. Our ingenuity, our values, how we adapt. It makes you think about what's next, you know?
It really does. Will we all have robot bathroom attendants someday?
Maybe, but let's hope you're better at emptying the chamber pots than those courtiers were.
Right. That's something to think about. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into bathroom hygiene throughout the ages. Hopefully you've learned something new and maybe even have a fun fact or two for your next conversation.
Just maybe not right before dinner.
This is The Deep Dive, signing off until our next adventure.